Hey guys, what's with us here? Let's take a closer look at the attention gap. Any achievement in life requires a certain amount of attention. Let's think about high school. Day one of high school, you had a long way to go before graduating. That is a lot of attention required to get to the point where your school would say, yes, this guy can graduate. Now, break it down. Okay, just freshman year. There's still a lot of attention to be paid to your subjects in order to get to the point where you can complete your first year of high school. Breaking it down even further, your class, math class, say it's algebra. It takes a certain amount of attention to pass algebra class. But breaking it down even further, the first exam. By the time you get to your first exam, you will have to know a certain amount of algebra that's being tested at that first exam. And on the way to get there, your teacher will hopefully guide you to the point where you're spending the right amount of attention studying and working on problems that you can then pass the first test of algebra. You've reached the first step. The next step will be the next exam. And then you'll pass algebra. And that's one step in completing your freshman year, and so on. So every step along the way, on the way to achieving some goal, there's certain chunks of attention that are required. Malcolm Gladwell made the 10,000 hour rule famous in his book Outliers. The rule indicates that essentially, if you spend 10,000 hours of your attention on a specific skill, by the end of that 10,000 hours, you'll be an expert in that skill or that field. Growing up, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Between 8th grade and strapping on a fighter jet, there was a lot of attention that I would need to spend getting to that point. I need to pass high school. I need to graduate college. I need to get a commission into the Air Force. I would need to graduate pilot training high enough, well enough that I got a fighter. But each point along the way, there was a smaller goal that I would need to break my attention down in order to achieve that goal. Everything can be broken down into chunks, and visualizing the process to achieve the goal is one of the keys to getting there. Breaking down those chunks of attention into manageable pieces that you can do on a day-to-day basis. Let's study this type of algebra equation in order to make progress towards passing that first algebra exam. So I want you to think of the achievements that you want to acquire in terms of the attention required to help you make those decisions, to study and to pay your attention. Do I play video games, or do I do some piece of work that will move the needle? That's my challenge to you. Take a project, break it down into smaller chunks of the attention required to achieve that block, and then go ahead and spend that attention, or at least schedule out when you will spend that attention. That's my challenge for you. Get after it.